Hi, this is Cindy from Datama, and today I'm going to be giving you a quick overview and tour of our Power BI Datama extension. Essentially, what Datama does is help you explain any variation from one point to another on any of your KPIs. To get the Datama extension on your Power BI, you can click here on More Visuals, then click From App Source. In the search bar here, just type in Datama, and the extension will appear. You can click Add, and then the Datama extension will appear as an icon here. So imagine that we're a company that's trying to monitor how our revenue changes from one month to another. As a data analyst, it can take a lot of time and effort to explain this variation. It could come from things like volume or price, and you have to slice and dice the data in a lot of different ways. But Datama is here to help you explain this variation. So if you click on the icon here, you can create a chart. And you need, of course, one metric and one dimension to create a visual. And here we're going to be using the same data as in the table above, so we'll take period and revenue. As you can see from the waterfall chart, you can see that revenue has had a 15% increase explained from left to the right in terms of the impacts on revenue. One thing to know about Datama is that it uses the market equation approach. So it will automatically create a market equation for you. So for example, here we're splitting revenue into the volume effect and price effect. Here the equation is revenue is equal to quantity times revenue per quantity. And of course, this all depends on the order of the columns that you put in. You can also go into the advanced settings to define your own market equation. So again, to explain what the waterfall is showing, we can see that quantity has decreased, which had an impact on revenue, but the average price has increased, which explains most of the increase in revenue. So every step here in the waterfall is being translated into how it affects revenue. If we approach this from the perspective of a data analyst, we often would need to slice and dice by dimension to explain the variation. So here in Datama, we are taking country, and now we're able to explain the variation of quantity by country just by clicking on this box. For example, there was an increase in Spain, but a decrease in France. So all of this you can do with the free Datama extension in Power BI. You can take advantage of all of the visualizations that we have here. We have this tree chart in addition to the waterfall, and see all the different details of variation. So now let's talk a little bit about what you can do with the premium version of Datama. So you can add another dimension or multiple dimensions to further explain the variation. And then not only that, Datama will help you understand what is the most significant dimension to explain this variation. So if we go and look, for example, at this decrease in quantity, we're going to see that there are a lot of dimensions that could affect this variation. What Datama will do is give you a ranking of what dimensions affect this metric the most. So you can see in this instance, category is the biggest contributor to the change in quantity. This will save you a lot of time because you won't have to look at each individual dimension to decide what is really affecting your metrics. Another feature of the premium version is that you'll be able to add more than just 2 steps into your market equation. So what we have right now is we have a step for quantity or volume and a step for average price, but we can add in another step for net revenue or really anything, another step that you would want. And this can generate a lot more use cases for you. You can have a more granular look at what is affecting your overall metric. If you need to, you can customize your market equation going into the more advanced settings, and you can do things like adding in units or changing the names of each step. So overall, hopefully you can see with all of these features in both the free and premium version that Datama can really save a lot of time in your recurring analyses, especially because all of these visualizations will update with any changes in your connected data. There's a lot more features that we can talk about. Datama has a lot more solutions as well. If you have any more questions or you'd like to learn more, feel free to check out our website and contact us directly through there.